Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. Really appreciate you taking time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciate it, so thank you in advance. Time for some more fighting games as we round this thing out. So I want to talk to you about an anime style fighter, as they call it. You know, this is a series that has had multiple entries and I've really enjoyed a lot of them, but I'm here to talk about a specific one in this franchise. So this is Blazblue Continuum Shift. So this was the sequel to the original Blazblue. And first and foremost, with this series, the Blazblue series, every once in a while we get these fighters, right? And a lot of times I have this negative expectation for new fighters just because early in the 90s we had a bunch of Street Fighter clones and that kind of made it weird. But Blazblue came out and, you know, it's from the Guilty Gear people and everything, so they had pedigree. But it was one of those times, just like with Guilty Gear, where they come out with a fighting game and every character has an individual feel, which is very hard to accomplish. And the characters are also fun to play. So one, they all feel different, but they also are very fun to play. And I really enjoyed like the whole roster of Blazblue. I remember my friend Keith telling me about this new fighting game series from the Guilty Gear people. And I'm like, all right, you know, I'll check it out. And so the first game I didn't even own. I only played it, you know, at his house, and it was fantastic. We had a great time as always, right? And then after like Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter 4 and Marvel 3 and all of that stuff, we were kind of deep into fighting games in my circle. And then this one came out, and I remember in particular, me and one of my partners and good friends, Jonathan, were playing this like every night for like, I mean, months on end, and he does not know when to quit when it comes to fighting games or just gaming in general. So he will play until you say when. So I would look up and it would be like 3 o'clock in the morning and both of us got to go to work in a few hours. And I'm like, yo, maybe we need to call it here. And he's like, if you're done, we done. But if like, you know, if you want to ready up again. So this is one of my really like favorite fighting game memories when I look at this game. Now, as far as the roster that I mentioned earlier, like my favorite characters, as you can see from some of the footage, is of course Iron Tiger, because he's just fun, but also he has a distinct weakness. Now, Jonathan was playing Lambda 11, so if you know anything about the matchups in this game, you know that's a tough time. But I really enjoyed playing with him because he made me kind of like shift into a new gear or back to, you know, competitive Darius, where we were like just battling it out and it felt like we were playing chess and it was, you know, who's going to make a mistake and all those things. But I also realized the limitations of Taker. So I started, you know, diversifying my roster and I started playing with Hazama, you know, played a little Bang. And really, there's not really a bad character on this roster. I mean, you have like Lychee, you have Tsubasa, I mean, obviously Ragnar and, you know, Jin and you know, for those who like the gun action, you got Noel. Like there's just, like I said, the roster was always crazy. You even got like weird looking people like Arakune and all of that. Like just as the games came out for this series and you got more characters, there still was never really a bad character. I never jumped back into it as much as I did with this particular entry. This is why we're talking about this one as opposed to some of the other entries. But I always respected what they did with the Blazblue franchise. And, you know, I know they did the cross tag game and that was pretty much like the end of the entries, at least for now. But personally, just as a fan, you know, I'm always excited when these games get additional, you know, entries into their series. So I wouldn't mind seeing a new Blazblue. If you're familiar with this series, then let me know favorite characters, you know, some memories about going at it with some friends. And if you're not kind of on to what the Blazblue franchise is about, but you are a fan of fighting games, I'm telling you, like regardless of whatever you may heard, this game is fun, the combat is fluid, the characters are great. It's one of those easy to pick up but definitely hard to master games. Like, you know, it's a different combo style than what I was used to with a lot of like the Street Fighter and the Marvel games. So this was definitely a different aspect of the 2D range. Like I said, if you play Guilty Gear, you'll have your feet kind of, you know, you already got your feet wet with this style of game, and so it won't be anything new. But either way, really appreciate you letting me reminisce with you. Y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. Peace.